an
That's
awesome mission.
awesome.
Yeah.
How would you change? This is completely not as important, but would you change anything in basketball today? In the
Oh, there's
NBA?
a ton of shit I would change.
What's like a top 3 or whatever? Top 1.
So, people talk about too many threes.
that is a big criticism of today.
So the question is why? If you're behind a 3-point line and you're shooting a three, a defender, if they're even anywhere, if they're in the landing zone where your feet might come down, it's a foul. And that's 3 free throws.
Yeah.
So in other words, the 3-point shooter is so protected
Yeah.
that they can't even put their feet anywhere near, the defender can't put their feet anywhere near you. You go an inch inside the 3-point line, they can beat the shit out of you.
Yeah.
And it's called incidental contact.
Right.
You get closer to the basket, the closer you get, the more
Contact's allowed.
Contact and abuse can happen. And so you've got to change that so that you call the game by the rules inside the line so that they're not so disadvantaged when you're shooting a shot inside the 3-point line. And to compensate for that, now, they've let offensive players like lower their shoulder and knock over defenders or knock them out of the way to get space. And that makes the game worse too.
Yeah.
So whenever you see a drive, like Shea Gilchrist-Alexander, most likely the MVP.
Yeah.
He gets down by the free throw line, boom, he's lowering his shoulder and taking a step back, and he's money.
Yeah.
5 years ago, you couldn't lower your shoulder like that. And
So we need some rule changes.
you need some rule changes.
Yeah.
So that to me that's one of the biggest. Adam Silver talked about shortening the game. I believe it.
You believe it?
Yeah, I believe it. I really do because it's
Slightly.
to 40 minutes.
40.
Yeah, because it's a commitment to watch a whole NBA game, and we're so used to right now consuming NBA highlights on social media.
Totally.
Like your kids, if they're becoming sports fans, are they boys, girls?
They're boys,
Boys.
two boys.
Boys. Okay, so they're starting to, your oldest is starting to get into sports and following it, right? And you're trying to keep them off of social media, but on YouTube, we'll see highlights and everything,
Yeah.
right? That's how they're going to grow up. Where the three of us had family teams.
Yes.
In Pittsburgh, it was the Steelers, it was the Pirates.
Yes.
No matter how bad, the Penguins. In Dallas, it was the Mavericks and the Cowboys. Now it's players on social media.
Yes.
And, it's hard to commit to watching a full game. And if you look at ratings, there's an inverse relationship between the amount of actual playing time and the ratings. If you watch an NFL game, there's 11 to 15 minutes of actual playing time.
Yeah.
Like you can watch a play, go grab your dude wipes, run to the restroom, use a whole package of dude wipes, come back before the next play.
It's crazy.
You can't do that with the NBA.
Do you think that there's a real possibility that could pass? That they could reduce the time?
Not right this second, no, but the way Adam is and he's smart, the commissioner of the NBA, he socializes these things
Yeah.
and then over time, and it just depends where the numbers go because we have a brand new TV contract starting next year with a lot of streaming providers. And it'll be really, really interesting to see how it all plays out.
Now, one other thing we wanted to ask is that I really feel like